Well, good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. This is Kamal coming to you guys from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I decided to record today. As you guys can see, I am reclined like an ancient Roman would be, and this is actually ah, a beautiful. If I can see it. I can see it. Beautiful backdrop of. Let's turn that way. Ocean is that way. Beautiful day. Um, Reason why I did this, guys, is because I'm showing you guys that you can be leisured anywhere, and this is my first time actually, what's it called, being on location. Let's just say that with the podcast. So I just wanted to show you guys how beautiful this earth can be when we put down our modern devices, our cell phones, put down the news. What else do we busy ourselves with? Going to different parties, going to lunches and dinners, and having other family crises in our lives. But when we shift our reality, when we start shifting our thoughts, do we start creating our whole new world, or you just enjoy the world that has been created for you by God? And that's what that's the message I wanted to get over to the collective today is you can make your reality, create your reality however you want it to be. It doesn't have to be it can be anything you desire it to be. So I wanted to put that out there for the collective, guys. Is when you start to come into a more rich luxury mindset, can you start having more of a luxurious life like I'm enjoying today? Um, Thanks to my corporate job that I work at as a flight attendant, it's giving me the leisure time to relax in the sunlight, recharge the body, restore my richness in myself. And that is what this episode is going to be about. Taking a pause, taking a leisurely pause, a leisurely pause of awareness. That's really what it is. And today we are book reviewing, a little bit book reviewing on The Shortness of Life by Seneca. And I'll do my best to book review it, but I think I will touch on it a little bit to get some more foundations and grounding out about the podcast and just put more feelers out of what my goal is for this podcast and what my goal is for all of you today and going forward is I want everyone to evolve themselves into a slower pace of life, a more ancient pace of life. Slow down, take a pause, and live your precious life. I want to say to you guys, it's very precious. So yeah, once you realize your life is precious, the rest of stuff doesn't matter. Time doesn't wait. I like that song by Jamiroquai. But yeah, time doesn't wait, guys. Time's ticking away. So do anything you want to do. That is what we're here for. So don't whatever you're doing, guys, don't hesitate. Just go for it. Like I always say to all of my coworkers and friends all the time, fuck it, just do it. That has just been my motto for the last 6 months. Is just fuck it, go for it. Like, and I choose to say yes or no to it, or go for it. Why not? It's a new adventure. That's what I'm trying to say. So that being said, everyone, welcome into the podcast. Let's subscribe. I'm not going to say like anymore, guys. Just go ahead and subscribe. There is more creativity coming. I'm not going to run out of ideas. Um, my mental factory is like the Willy Wonka factory. It shut down for a couple years, and now it's back, and I can't stop talking. I'll say that. So, guys, to start the episode off, is I have some questions for you. When was the last time you sat in silence? Why can't you stop scrolling and swiping left to right? 40. How did that sneak up on you? Are you still seeking validation? Is your relationship or marriage draining your light, meaning your inner light? When was the last time you created a craft or you um, created something with your own two hands? Guys, if you don't have any off the cuff answers for that, that means you're living a too busy of a life. And this is what we are uh, bringing aware to today is helping everyone to um, stop the busyness, meaning stop filling your time with so much busied emotions, busied thoughts, trying to change the past. trying to go into the future and you miss out on the sweetness of life, which is that pause, which is what I'm doing today, to where you guys are in the moment, living in the moment. The only thing that's on your mind is, let's just say, the ocean currents crashing against the land, or you're just feeling the sun. That is living a leisure life. And then also, guys, those phones are huge distractions. Let's just say it. And then for those of you who have or coming into 40, um, a lot of the time a midlife crisis comes when you haven't done anything you set out to do as a child. I want to say that. So for those of you who are approaching 40, 40s are great. 40s are for really living. I'll say that. Um, yeah, it's really for living a busy life that we're programmed to live. And I mentioned this in my other episodes. We are trained for this at an early age in school. They train us for this busy life to always consume, consume, consume. And this is how this problem goes really unchecked in a lot of adults in this world. And I want to say to you guys, time is precious. But when you're filling up your precious limited time that you have on this planet with your own vices, people, and the news, fashion, and waiting for the new music, waiting for new concerts to come out, when you're always in that futuristic mind state, guys, that's not you're you're rushing to the next future event. You're rushing to the next thing, person, or place without giving your current state time to breathe, time to elevate, and just simmer in that present moment. And that's the shortness of life, guys. And also continuing on. Yeah, we are just looking for most likes on socials, meaning we're have a different personality online, and when some people are in real life, they either don't have much of a personality or they treat people terribly. So that's what I want to also highlight to you guys is that these new socials that we're on, people create false personalities and they promote it just to get likes. But I'm here to tell all of you guys is living in authenticity is where it's at. That is a foundational core of this podcast is living in authenticity. And when you live in authenticity, living as your authentic true self, do you have a more beautiful life, a more less chaotic life? You're not consumed by all the, 3D Maya that we're dealing with today. And let's see what else. I want to say this to you guys. A busy life, most of the time, especially with the people who do have, let's say, a lot of money out there, um, most of the time those houses are filled with items that are not made by you. So I want to say this to you guys. I encourage the leisure man out there is to start creating again. Start to make things with your own hands. Stop the reliance on buying so many items now. Buying some art here and there, that's wonderful. But I was just meditating on this. I was like, if everything in your house comes from someone else's hands, that's another sign to me, or at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me to say it's time for me to start creating again, time for me to start being an active participant in my life. That's a good way to talk to everyone about this. So let's get into the leisured definition of what Seneca. Oh, let me backtrack first, guys. Um, Seneca lived from I think he was born the BC times up until about 69, 70 AD. But his teachings really didn't come into fruition until 49 AD, when he was a tutor to Nero. And we talked about before, guys, the codex is an assembly of works bound together by leather. Now, this is not leather today, but back in Seneca's time, the Roman Imperium um, you looped it all together and turned it into a codex. So what this book is really just a codex of a man's thoughts, of a man's what's it called, way of looking at life. And let's continue on. So chapter 14 is where he actually defines what a leisured man is. And it says, of all men, they alone are at leisure who take time for philosophy. They alone really live, for they are not content to be good guardians of their own lifetime only. So, what does that mean, guys? When you are a leisured man, you take time to grow your knowledge, you take time to be aware of your leisureliness, meaning, although you're sitting in stillness, you are aware that you are in stillness. And that is the true nature of stilling the mind. And I want to say this to you guys. Let's see. Notes, notes, notes. What are we looking at? I wrote so much down for this episode. It's almost insane. So let's talk about the engrossed. Um, and what the engrossed really is, guys, is those who are absorbed in the interests of life take no time for philosophy. One must have time to breathe. Um, so again, guys, when you are too busy with material life, when you're too busy with, like we just talked about, looking for the next thing, this is what Seneca, even back on 49 AD, was even mentioning to other humans. And like I said, guys, this is the ancient period. This is not in modern era, but it still tracks out today. So that is that about the leisured man. And then let's see what else I can say. Let's move on to page 2. This is the beginning of the pretty much the beginning of the book. That is page 1. Didn't want to read that one. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna read it for you guys. It says life is long enough, and it has been given sufficiently generous measure to allow the accomplishments of very great things, if the whole of it is well invested. But when it is squandered in luxury, carelessness, when it is devoted to no good end, forced at least by an ultimate necessity, we perceive it as it has passed away before we are aware that it was passing. And then also it goes on to say, if we live life, it says the life we receive is not short, but we make it so. Nor do we have any lack of it, but if we are wasteful of it, what does it mean, guys? It means that we haven't given time. Time is the precious nugget that we all possess. But if we never take the opportunity to get to know that gold, get to know that metal, get to know that that burning light fire inside of you that's hiding in this human flesh, you'll never understand and take your life, let's say, preciously. You never really treat it as it should be. And that is what Seneca was talking about way back in the day. And yeah, guys, squandering your life on luxury, meaning you must have the best, latest, and greatest, and that's still not living life. It's in a, let's say, a false truth of life. It gives you a false sense that you have created this luxurious life, but if you tie up all of your um, busyness and focus on that, attaining the best car, the best house, best clothes, best jewelry, you're never living a life. You're just pretending it's a great life, but you're not there to be present for it. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, let's move on to there. Let's do page 12. Go to that. What's page 12 looking like? Oh, I see. There was a lot I wanted to say about this. Uh, let's see. Oh, here we go. But it says, but among the worst I count. I also those who have time for nothing but wine and lust, for none have more shameful engrossments. What does that mean, guys? Um, when you're absorbed in the interests of life and you take no time for philosophy like what we're doing today, this is actually a part of a leisured man, is taking time to read, taking time to talk about philosophy, taking time to look at somebody else's thoughts besides your own, and see if it is something that you want to incorporate it into your existence, or something you don't want to incorporate to your existence. And what Seneca is saying, if you're just lusting after wine and the lust of different men and women, you're never still not giving yourself time. So even those of people who do have like the, let's say, enough money in their bank account, and they're still chasing debauchery, they're still chasing different bodies in their bed because they have the money to spend on someone to come visit them for a little bit. This is what he's saying is like there's a lot of time's been wasted on some people, and Seneca is trying to get over to the collective, even back in the Roman Imperium, that one must enjoy those things, but don't attach yourself to it. That's my thought of it. And then let's see, page 14. What is that saying? Ah, I want to read this one. He goes on to say, everyone hurries his life on and suffers from a yearning for the future and a weariness for the present. But he who bestows all of his time on his own needs, who plans out every day as if it were his last, neither longs for fears of tomorrow. What does that mean, guys? That means that when you're not hurrying to the next future thing, whatever that is, um, you have a weariness or you have a disdain for the present moment, meaning if you're not achieving something that you desire to have, if you're not something is not in your reality in the present moment, you're in this wishful state of being like, oh, I wish I had this, oh, I wish I had that. Seneca was telling people and still telling people now is that is the false matrix of this world. To put down the vices, put down the future, because guys, the future is what's it called? Uncertain. The only way you guys can change your future is by changing your present moment. And when you are living in your present moment and you're in a state of luxury, your future automatically change. And that's what Seneca and many others before him and after him are trying to tell humanity is the the sweet luxury rich life is in the present moment, meaning your thoughts do not go beyond what is happening right now. Your thoughts don't go back to the past because we can't change the past. And that is the hurriedness of life. And then I want to say this too, guys. This is kind of a fun nugget. So he says, so there is no reason for you to think that any man has lived long because he has gray hairs or wrinkles. He has not lived long, he has existed long. What does that paradox of life mean, guys? Just because someone has gray hairs and wrinkles and a older body doesn't mean that they are mentally mature, or it doesn't mean that they are morally mature, or they're not an evolved spirit. Someone can look like a older grown man or woman, but still possess really childish, let's say that behaviors, really childish emotions, because they never took that time to revisit that child, heal that child, and then now evolve themselves. And again, guys, although this is built back in the Roman Imperium, this light knowledge still exists, is still as pertinent to this day because we have, in my opinion, so many grown adults out here, and we see it every day in the news and social media. There are so many, even world leaders out here these days who look like a grown, sophisticated man or woman, but their actions and their behaviors are spelling an unhealed screaming child that is looking for attention but doesn't know how to find it, doesn't know how to get it without screaming and barking at each other. So that wasn't my show notes, guys, but that is something that I wanted to get over to the collective today. So, guys, let me do one more and then we'll move on to tell you guys how to move out of a hurried, busy life. 16. It says, "You have been engrossed, life hastens by. Meanwhile, death will be at hand, for which willy-nilly you must find true leisure." What does this mean, guys? He's saying you must find true leisure because we have been taught to be engrossed. Life hastens by. Meanwhile, death will be at hand. So time won't wait for you guys. What does this mean? Without getting too much into it, during the book, Seneca talks about how in most men and women, death is a surprise to them. Like they approach on death and they're just shocked by it. And what he's trying to tell people is because you were so hurried in your life to get to that future moment, to get to that future place, and all that anxiety you put on yourself. Now, when it's time for the body to rest, now the being finally sees the sweetness of life and finally sees that they lived their life completely in the inverse, where they were just chasing and chasing and chasing and not stealing themselves, stealing the mind, and appreciating the here and now. The now is where life's at. And then as I was putting this all together, guys, some of you guys know I like classic movies. Um, putting this all together about engrossments of life and coming towards death. This reminded me of a really great movie by Rock Hudson called Seconds, released back in 1966. I'll see if I can put a link below. You guys can check out the movie. But they promoted it as a dark film. But when I looked at it as an evolved person or evolved soul, it was actually more of a riveting storyline of what happens. So Rock Hudson's character, real quick, he is an accountant or like a marketing guy. He has the money, the cars, the house, the 2.5 kids, and the wife and a dog. But he's not happy with his life. He goes back and forth to this life, really unhappy. One day, this man approaches him saying, "If you pay me, a couple $1,000, I'll get you plastic surgery and clean your whole life, erase it, and you can get to go to this island with other people who are just like you." He toiled over this emotion for a while, toiled over this thought for a while, and then he took the man upon his offer and he did the surgery. They took him to the island, and if you guys know about Dionysus or Bacchus, the Greek god, that's exactly what the debauchery was looking like on the island. All these grown adults on the island just doing anything that they want to do. Like I said, guys, debauchery. I'm not gonna get into all that. You guys know what that means. And it was just 24/7 debauchery. And what Rock Hudson's character was doing at first was, giving to the debauchery because, like I said, guys, when you're not an evolved soul, you function like a child. You want to try everything. And he was just going from one body to the next, one part to the next, and not giving himself time to be in that shortness of his life. And so towards the end of the film, he starts to miss his wife and miss his life. And he goes to the guy that gave him the plastic surgery and he says, "I want to go back." And he's like, "No, there's no going back. We gave you a second chance, and this is your second chance." And he was just like, "You, you chose to live the life that you wanted to live, but now you don't, you're not appreciating the second chance that you've been given." And why am I talking about this movie, guys? It's because a lot of the time I feel like when people come to the end of life, they want to finally live it, and it's just like you don't get a second chance. Although in the movie Rock Hudson's character did, a lot of us, none of us get that second opportunity, guys. So if you want to check out the film, I highly recommend it. It's a great film. It's something he departed from at the time, but yeah, guys, when you are out here living your lives, don't hurry yourself through it. Even when you are at a party or a dinner, a family function, if you do need to go to those things, wherever you go, just make sure you guys savor the moment. Don't look for the next thing. And you don't want to be hurried through life. That's what I'm trying to say. So, to wrap things up, guys. So, all this being said, guys, enjoying the shortness of your life, enjoying the time that you have, actualizing that you have the precious golden nugget. Your consciousness, yourself, is that precious golden nugget. And I want you guys to actualize that your life is beautiful. And maybe, I don't know, live through me. Like I said, guys, I've been afforded a really fabulous job 14 years ago. And I'm now using it for, my own leisure time to be here. So maybe some of you guys can live through me, but for those of you who want to get out there and do it, just go ahead and freaking do it. Screw it, fuck it, go for it. Like I said, guys, time doesn't wait. Do everything that you want to do, and that is my going forward for all of you today. Go for it, guys. I don't care what it is. Experience is why we're down here. Experience is what grows the soul. Experience is what grows you. So, guys, that trying to stay on a safe, let's say, path that people have taught you, that's not you. I'm gonna say that. I figured that out for myself that the the 9 to 5 job and having a house and um, the aspiration people wanted for me was to become a deacon and have kids and live in Sacramento in the suburb. And when all that was being laid out to me, I'm like, that does not sound like fun. That's not where I want to be. And then that's how I ended up on this podcast with all of you today in San Juan. If I had taken that deacon route, I wouldn't be here evolved in front of you guys. So that wasn't my showing either, but guys, but that's something that's authentic to me. And I wanted to share with all of you today because I think someone probably needs to hear that the life that, just like with Rock Hudson's character too, you have that built-in safe life. And what Seneca and many of us and many before him and after him are trying to tell people is that life is not who you truly are. That life is taught to you by the matrix. That life is not an existence. It is just, I don't know what to call it. It's living someone else's dream. That's what I'm reaching for. That 9 to 5 job is living somebody else's dream because you're not creating at that job. Well, in my opinion, you're not creating at that job because you're creating for someone else's dream, someone else's aspirations. You're not doing it for yourself. Also, guys, how can one get out of a hurried, busy life? I would say limit phone time, meaning put it down. You don't need to know everything. When you wake up in the morning, guys, instead of grabbing your phone immediately and seeing what's going on out there, leave it where it is. If you do need to put it into a dresser drawer or put it somewhere else in the house or your apartment, wherever you live, go do that. And just take time to make some coffee for yourself, make some tea for yourself. Perhaps you take a walk. Perhaps you ground yourself with meditation. But I would highly encourage all of you to just take at least 20, 30 minutes just to ground yourself, just to wake up, allowing the sun to dictate your day, or orchestrate your day. Meaning, if you do have time to stare at the sunlight creeping over the east, do it. If you do have time to listen to the birds in the morning, do it. If you don't have the time, guys, make the time. That is what a leisure man does. Because, like I said, guys, we are the masters. We are the dreamers. We are the makers of our own dreams. So if you're not in control of your own dream, guys, you're living someone else's dream. So I highly recommend all of you to command your own space, command your own time, and yeah, try not to absorb the world's energy so early. Meaning, this world, guys, keeps us at a high anxiety for no reason. Um, I think it crushes us with too much weight. It it's a modern distraction. It pulls us into drama. That's what I'm trying to reach for. It pulls us into drama or any other situation at hand. Even if there's some dramatics going on in Afghanistan, Iraq, China, um, New Zealand, you're all over it. Even though you're sitting at home, wherever you guys are watching this out, there's no need for you to know that. There's no need for you to be drawn into that energy because guess what, guys? Wherever attention goes, wherever attention flows, yeah, wherever attention goes, that's where the energy flows. So when you're giving yourself that attention of what's going on out there in another part of the planet, you're now absorbing that energy, and now everything about your day is going to be absorbed through that energy. That wasn't my showing, but that's what we talked about. And also, guys, ask yourself, why are you scrolling so much? What do you gain from it? What benefit do you get from scrolling? That is what I wanted to share with you guys today as questions is when you are holding that phone and just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. catch yourself, stop yourself, and say, why am I doing this? What am I gaining from scrolling and liking someone else's life and not giving my own self the time and status and the loves and the likes myself? And again, guys, that is really giving away your precious time here is when you're distracted. Your head is down on that phone scrolling. That precious time that you gave away to someone else is stolen. They have the likes, they have the love, they have the attention. You don't, or you're not allowing yourself to give yourself that attention. So I highly encourage all of you guys to go forward, put that phone down, put a timer on if you need to, and take pauses. So the goal, guys, here is to be leisure. That is what we're doing. And also, guys, take a pause, ground yourself. Like I said, um, like I did in the beginning of this episode, I didn't talk. I just allowed everyone to feel what I felt um, through vibration and frequency of listening to the ocean, looking at my image, looking at the background behind me, the palm trees and the sky. That is what I want all of you to meditate on this episode when I started it. So I appreciate you guys listening to me in the last 31 minutes of this show. And then also, guys, I want to say this too. East and West is pretty much always just different language, but I want to say out West, when we're talking about stilling the mind, that's what we call it out West. Now, in the Eastern philosophies, Eastern cultures, they call it meditation. Why must we meditate and still the mind, guys? Because that is where we appreciate our life. This is where we appreciate our time. This is where we appreciate um, the precious seconds and minutes and hours that we have here on this planet and just being with yourself. That's what this is really about, guys. So I highly recommend for you guys to find that sweet spot in your life and try not to hurry yourself. Like I said, guys, it doesn't matter if it's morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime. Take some moments, take some time to just be with yourself and just observe. You don't have to hunt for anything. You don't have to judge anything. Just as long as you just observe your thoughts and observe your emotions, then this will be a part of you coming into a more beautiful, more holistic experience. And also, too, guys, feel into your existence. That's what stilling the mind is feeling into the body, feeling into your emotions, feeling into the mind. Yes, the mind does go through let's say, emotional gymnastics, as my flying partner told me yesterday. But even in that gymnastics, that is the sweetness of life. Now, having control of that, we can talk about that later. But I think just for now, I just want the collective out there who's listening to this episode to just ground yourself down and just listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to the pulse in your body, listen to what your ears are giving you and your eyes are giving you. Just appreciate yourself and appreciate being in this human body. It's truly a gift, guys. Because, like I said in my other podcasts and many episodes, we could be anything on this planet, but we were chosen to be in these human bodies. And this is the precious time that we're all trying to tell everybody. And yeah, sorry, mental gymnastics. I had to pull out my notes. She said the mental gymnastics, which means are trying to foresee living in the future or the past. And like I said before, guys, the future is uncertain. The past, you can't change it. But when you live in the present moment, that is where we find the grand party of life. La vida es un carnaval, as Celia Cruz said in her one of her songs. That is, really where the sweetness of life is. That is the carnival of life, is being in the present moment, being in the presentness of what God has put in front of us. And like I said, guys, it always functions in a rhythm on its own. But when you're so busied in your lives, you never pay attention to the rhythms of this planet. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. And then also, everyone, um, the only thing that exists is the present. So whatever you do for an activity, that's all you think about until it's done. So what does that mean, guys? Like, as far as this video is going, I have nothing else in my mind besides doing this video. Now, what I do after that, I will think about it later. But that's what I want you guys to think about going forward. When you go to dinner, when you go to lunch, when you chat with a friend, when you go to the beach, when you are just sitting at home or at work doing laundry, whatever you guys are doing, stay in the present moment, stay in that sweet spot to where you're not thinking about the future, you're not in the past, you're just focusing your awareness on what you're doing. That is living a leisure life. Because, like I said, guys, I know people do have families and jobs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But even while performing those actions, instead of hurrying to the next thing in the future, just stay with the family, stay in that dinner, stay in that lunch, stay in that conversation with a friend of yours, put the phone away. Uh, Try not to think about what you're going to do the next couple hours, next couple minutes. So again, guys, time doesn't exist when you are living the leisure life like I'm doing right now, reclined on my chair. Let's see what else, guys. Like I said, guys, allow the sun to guide your day, meaning, um, like I said, guys, don't reach for that phone right away. Don't invite the world in right away. Just allow, if you do have some days off, allow yourself to be guided by the sunlight, meaning you look at the east, look towards the east to see the rising sun. You look up at the sky to see the sun overhead, like it's doing pretty much right now. It's almost midday here. Actually, it's 9:44, but the sun's pretty high. And then maybe you look west towards the western waning sun. I'll say that, guys. So again, guys, take a more of an ancient approach to life, meaning try not to keep time with your phones, trying to keep time with your laptops, try not to keep time with your watches, and just allow the sun to orchestrate your day. Like I said, guys, following the procession of the sun in the east, up high above you, midday, and then out west when it starts going down below the horizon. So that's what I want encourage all of you guys to do is live with the sunlight, allow the sun to guide you on your path during the daytime, your waking moment. And then also, guys, allow the silver sun to illuminate your night. I think last night was the last of the full moon, so hopefully you guys got an opportunity to watch the full moon. But whenever the moon is out, guys, I highly recommend just staring at that, looking up at the stars. Like I said, guys, give yourself an opportunity to get off that phone, look up for once, and just admire what the cosmos are doing on their own rhythm, on their own path, without you being in that phone, looking and scrolling and Googling something you probably don't even need to know. So that is what I'm trying to get over to all of you guys. And I think I am done with the show. So once again, guys, limit the phone time. The goal here is to be leisured in any activity that you do. Out, yeah, take a pause to ground yourself in the morning. Take a pause to ground yourself in the afternoons. Take a pause to ground yourself at night. You guys don't have to do it once a day. It could be a multiple, you know, thing that you do throughout the day is grounding yourself. And like I said, guys, the Western philosophies say stilling the mind is, or stilling the mind is what they call it. And then out east, they call it meditation. And that's, again, guys, just to feel into your existence, to feel into your body, feel into what you feel into what you don't feel. Just feel it all, the seen and unseen. That's what I want to say. And the only time that exists, guys, is the present moment. The minute you put a thought into doing something next, you fall out of being leisured. So the goal here too, guys, is to just feel it, whatever that is, and not have a time on it. Now, if you guys must have a timer because you do have some other obligations, hopefully you guys don't. Put a timer on your phone and turn it off, or not turn it off. Put it in airplane mode. Put a timer on for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you're doing, and just take a moment to just lay out. Take a moment to just be with yourself. You don't have to be cross-legged like a Buddha, but just sit in a chair and just look. Sit in a chair and close your eyes. That's the best way to just um, to live into that leisure mindset. That's what I want you guys to go forward with. And then just again, guys, allow the sun to guide your day. Like I said, it rises in the east, sets in the west. Give yourself an opportunity just to feel the sunlight, because there's many souls uh, waiting to feel the stars' energy, and we all have the opportunity to feel it. And so I want you guys to, or encourage you guys to go forward is allow the sun rays to nourish your body, recharge the body, feel that sensation of the sun being on you. Like I said, guys, you don't want to miss that feeling when you do cross over and now you want to come back into another human body. Who knows when you'll have to come when you come back. So I think that is the show. Yeah, I think that is the show. So again, guys, I highly recommend that you seize every moment. Don't allow your vices to swallow up any amount of time that you have. One must have time to breathe. That came from Seneca. And he also said, too, guys, the part of life that we really live is small. So everything that I talked about, guys, when you put it all together, that's what I mean by the shortness of life is when you were living too hurried, your body may have lived for, let's say, 80 years, but when you put it together, it's probably you only live for a really good, true 5 minutes. And, that's what he meant really by the shortness of life. But when you actualize and understand that the sweetness of life is those moments to where you are on your own, you are by yourself, does your lifespan become longer, more experienced, and less hurried? And that's what he was talking about, guys, taking a very brief, short life into a very long, evolved, experienced life to where you do come to the end and you can call on every single experience and say to yourself, I didn't leave one stone unturned. I didn't stop myself from experiencing one experience. I did everything I wanted to do on this planet. And then that is really the evolution of ourselves here while we're on this beautiful place God created. Um, feel into your existence because, like I said, guys, this is kind of short. We're eternal souls, and we only exist in a human body for so long. So don't waste time, guys. Like I said, time won't wait for you. So do all the things you want to do. I'm quoting from Jamiroquai. Let's see what else I can say before I let you guys go. Oh, Seneca also says, there is nothing the busy man is less busy with than living. There is nothing that is harder to learn, Seneca said. That just means, guys, it's a hard lesson to learn how to be less busy. Now, we can learn how to be busy men and women, but it's harder lesson, he's saying, for people to actualize to not be so busy. So that's what I want you guys to go away with. I think maybe one more thing I might say. Oh, yes, I forgot about this one. Seneca wants to say, no one sets value on time. Every other thing, object, person gets a value. Blind men never see time as a value. It's unseen, no value. What does that mean, guys? We are taught to put our houses on security lockdown. We're taught to put our phones on lockdown with security codes. We even have security codes for our bank accounts. But what Seneca is saying is we don't put a secret safe or we don't put a security code on our precious time. Meaning, when the eyes are seeing gold treasure that is not in its visible periphery, it will automatically make you blind to that golden nugget that you carry. And to me, that was a big actualization in my life. That once I read this passage about how no one sets a value in time, that is really what the truth is out here. Is we're taught because we don't see it, there's no value in it, and what we're all trying to help everyone. What I'm trying to encourage all of you today is to recognize that your time is the gold, your time is that precious metal, and protect your time. Meaning, if someone says, hey, let's go out, you can say, no, I'm protecting my time, and you stay at home. Or in any other thing you get invited to, you don't have to go, guys. That's what we mean by securing your time. And once you understand how to secure your time, I feel you can start living a more freer life, meaning you're not chained to one thing or a person. You can free yourself to say no. You can free yourself not to go to something because you, like I said, guys, you value your own time. And that is, I think that's all I want to say about the shortness of life. Um, so I highly encourage you guys to guard it more carefully, like Fort Knox. That's what I wrote down. So, guys, that is all I want to say about the shortness of life. I will put a link down below where you guys can purchase the book. I think it's on Amazon. That's where I got it. It's about 99 pages, guys. But again, this is a leisure podcast where there's no time. Take your time, highlight things, write notes down. As you guys can see in my journal, it is full of notes. I just kind of stopped writing. So many different nuggets Seneca gifted us with back in the Imperium. So going forward, guys, slow down, enjoy your life. It's precious. Trying to be so busy and hurried, even with your thoughts. Stay in the present moment. That's the sweetness of life. And I think I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my time here in the sun, guys. So thank you for paying attention. I'll be back with more content. And hopefully we'll see what other destinations I can dream up for you guys. I'll say that. All right, guys, take care. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the channel with other people. Listen back to this episode again. There's tons of little nuggets in there. And again, guys, I encourage you to read the book as well. And again, guys, always take time for yourself. Guard your time. Take time for philosophy. I always say this to my passengers: read a book to expand your mind, and journal to get your thoughts out. So I highly encourage you guys doing that going forward. Take care, everyone. Adios, and I'll see you guys again on the Leisure Man podcast.